Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Good morning, America. Today I want to talk about judges and slavery. Are the judges of today committing acts of slavery? Yes, they are. I want to bring to you a case law that the United States Supreme Court did on January the 11th, 1983. It's called Barden versus Georgia. Okay? This is a case law where this man was poor and he couldn't afford to feed his family and pay his fines, so he chose to feed his family. Well, the courts threw him in jail. So he took it up to the Supreme Court of Florida, and the Supreme Court ruling was, I'm going to read it to you, was a landmark in U.S. Supreme Court case holding that a local government can only imprison or jail someone for not paying a fine if he can be shown by the means of a hearing that the person is in question could have paid it but willfully chose not to pay it. They also did in their holding, a sentencing court cannot properly revoke a defendant's probation for failure to pay a fine and make restitution absent evidence and findings that he was somehow responsible for the failure, or that alternative forms of punishment were inadequate to meet the state's interest in punishment and deterrent, and hence the trial court erred by automatically revoking probation and turning the fine into a prison sentence without such a determination. Now, Judge Richards of Charlotte County, Florida, is doing just that. I have a violation of probation hearing on Monday, the 12th, and everybody's invited in the Charlotte County Justice Center, Punta Gorda, Florida. But he is violating this. A judge is supposed to have a hearing to your ability to pay, and the state is supposed to provide evidence with the affidavit of violation of probation showing that you do have the ability to pay. None of this happened. The state didn't enter evidence showing I did or did not have the ability to pay with a violation of probation, yet the judge still violated me. That's against case law. The judge did not have a hearing on my ability to pay. That's against Barden versus Georgia, what I just read to you. Now, I want to bring another issue to your attention. All the judges in all the states and all of the United States are doing acts of slavery. Give me a second and I'm going to find the law. But what they're doing is, minimum wage is I believe $12 an hour in most states. I'm not sure, but I believe. But what they're doing is they are actually doing slavery. Let's see, I think this is it. Let me look for 1 second. I'm sorry for putting you guys on hold, but I don't want to stir you wrong. Where's it at? There's yep, here it is. Okay, now, this is another United States Supreme Court order. It's called Tate versus Short, 1972. This law right here, and this is only for traffic fine violations. That's it. It ain't if you can't pay your probation costs or court costs or prosecution fees or none of that bullshit. It's just if you cannot pay a traffic citation. But the Supreme Court said in Tate versus Short that if you cannot pay your cost of a fine, and this is only in like 12 states. It's not in every state of the United States. They can do it if they want to, but there's only like 6 or 7 that actually practice this law. New York and Texas is one of them. Or two of them, I'm sorry. But it says right here in Tate versus Short that they can put you in jail for failure to pay a traffic fine and put you in boot camp, which is a work farm, which means it's slavery. You have to bust your balls for them at the per diem of, get this, $5 a day. The United States Supreme Court says all they have to do is pay you $5 a day for you to go out on that farm and bust your balls. But yet, you're supposed to have $12 an hour by labor laws, by labor right laws. So why is the government getting away with slavery? Why are judges getting away with slavery? They say because it's the cost of housing and medical and food and feeding inmates. Well, I've been in jail a couple times, and that green bologna sandwich with the moldy bread and the 2 pieces of lettuce every night for dinner does not cost $95 a day. And at $12 an hour, you're probably averaging around $100 a day. So if they're giving you $5 off your ticket, then they're keeping $95. And that green bologna with that 2 slices of lettuce and that moldy bread with that muffin cake probably costs 3 cents. So they're physically expounding $95 a day from you and keeping you in jail for 6, 7, 8 months, giving you $5 a day off your fine, while the federal government is paying them $115 a day for you being there. So it is totally slavery on every color of every race. Not only is it hard labor slavery, but it's money slavery too, because not only are they stealing your manpower and your work hours, but they're stealing your money. And I personally feel this is a violation of law, even though the United States Supreme Court says for traffic fines it's legal. I disagree. I think it's slavery. They wouldn't like it if judges had to do it, and trust me, I have personally seen many judges break federal laws and violations. Just like Judge Richards. He violated my federal law under Brandon versus state, or what was it? Under Brandon versus Georgia. It says flat out, he must hold a hearing on my ability to pay. The state must bring forth evidence with their affidavit of violation of probation showing that I do have the ability to pay and I can't do it. So the judge is violating 2, and the state of Florida. So the judge is violating 2 laws, and the state of Florida is violating 1. So it is acts of slavery. They know what time it is. They read this. They have to read this. I just want to tell the world out there that slavery still exists. Thank you and have a good day.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, we're
Sheriff's
just
getting a little too pushy.
is
You
the
work
first
for
bike.
us, Sheriff.
And
Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
County. This is Sheriff County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But, you know, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it. You know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.